Today we're making suyuk, and it's basically pork. Suyuk is actually, su is water, yuk is meat. So it's just literally means water meat. That just kind of tells you how this is usually made. It's usually made by just like boiling the meat, usually pork. But for this case, we're using a different method where you put the meat with a bunch of vegetables and you put it on low heat. And you basically cook the pork with the water that comes out of the vegetable. So you add zero water, but the pork actually turns out to be very tender and very flavorful and has that like juiciness as if it was actually boiled in water. But before we get to that part, I'm just making some marinade. Yes, it looks very, very, very shitty. That's because we're using a lot of fermented beans to basically get the odor controlled for the pork. And what you have here is equal portions soju, which is like a Korean drink, alcohol. And the equal portions doenjang or miso, basically any fermented bean will do, and some diced garlic with a little bit of ginger. Okay, so now that's well mixed, I am gonna add the pork in. Alright, now that the marinade is done, we're gonna add the pork in. And our goal here is to just coat everything really nicely. Just gonna use my hands. And we let this sit for a little bit while it marinates and we prep the vegetables, and then I'll show you what it looks like before we turn the heat on the gas stove. So I'll be right back. Good. Okay, 30 minutes is up. We have green onion, some regular onion, and shallots. Koreans don't usually use shallots, but I didn't have enough onions and I happen to have shallots laying around, so hence the usage of shallot. Now let's just put the meat here and we're just gonna cover it so that some of it is above, some of it is under. Trying to film with one hand, so pardon the slow progress. And yeah, basically go like this, kind of let it settle in. Okay, and now we go to the gas. We just have it running on low for about an hour, and then it's gonna be ready to eat. But I'll show you what happens after about 30 minutes. Okay, after about 40 minutes, this is what it looks like. I had to cut down the meat in the middle because it was too big so the lid wouldn't close. But yeah, like all this moisture, all this water just comes from the onions and the vegetables. And we just let it reduce a little bit more and then we eat it. And this is the finished product. Very juicy, as you can see. Well, that's a good demonstration. And it was so brown at the beginning because of the doenjang, but when you actually boil it, it's very like clean, doesn't really permeate through. Maybe if you marinate for a little longer, it'll be darker, but in any case, it's so good. And I highly recommend you try it with, again, some soju and some kimchi, and well, you're an honorary Korean at that point. Alright, see you in the next cooking video whenever that is. Bye!